Hey everyone, this is Jeremy Knopf with Spartan Media, and today we're going to do a quick tutorial on setting up WordPress permalinks to maximize your SEO. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to open up WordPress and we're going to check the permalink settings. So we come over here, on the drop down we select permalinks. Now we've already changed this, but by default WordPress will have it. I think it usually falls under post name, but what you want to do is select custom structure. And then it's important to get all of these bits here, but you want the /, the %, and then category, and then the same thing here, and then post name. Once that's set in place, you go ahead and click on Save Changes. The next thing you want to do is you want to create all of your top level pages if you haven't done so already. So in this case, we don't have the top level pages set up that are going to correspond to the categories, so let's go ahead and do that. So we click on Architectural Services. We're just going to set up a couple of them, not every one right now, just for the sake of time. So what we're going to do is create a new page. I'm going to do that in another tab here. So pre-designed services. We'll go ahead and click Publish. Another one that we'll create is construction management. All right, publish. Okay, so you want to do this with all of the top level pages that you're going to have. So this would be your core services or your core products. The next thing we want to do is we want to go over to posts and we want to go to categories. Now in this case right now, with the default WordPress install, you've got uncategorized is your primary category. So if you post a blog post, it's going to fall into the uncategorized post unless you create another post, or unless you create another category and set that as the default. So we'll worry about changing that in a second. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to create some categories that correspond with the top level pages we just created. So we've already created pre-designed services, so we'll create a category for that, and then we had one for construction management. And we'll make that. Now, it's important to note that you want the URLs, the slugs of your post categories to match with the URL slugs of the top level pages as well. So if we go over here to pre-designed services, we see that we're going to go to, let's refresh that. Pre-designed services, if we quick edit, we can see that the slug matches the slug here. So that's important, and I'm going to explain why in just a minute here. For now, let's jump over to settings. Let's go to writing. And we're going to change the default post category to, in this case, we'll do pre-designed services. Just pick whatever's most relevant for you. Whatever most of your posts will tend to fall under. You can always change whichever category you want a post to be in, so it doesn't really matter. This is just kind of a default thing. So we're going to go ahead and click on Save Changes. Now, let's go out here for a second to the blog. And now in this case, this particular client is obviously writing about architectural topics, but also other topics that are of interest to the construction industry in general. So in this case, how to select the best employees in the construction industry. So right now it's filed under uncategorized. So let's go ahead and change that. We're going to go in here and we're going to edit the post. And we're going to change that from uncategorized. We'll put that in construction management. Now, if you look at the URL now, let's actually go out to the page. We can look at it right here in the address bar. So this blog post now lives under the page for construction management. So in the eyes of the search engines, this now means that this page is kind of like supporting the construction management page. So as you start to write a bunch of posts or other third level pages, and you can nest them under these particular groups, it signifies to the search engines the relative importance of a particular page within your website relative to the other pages within your website. So it's a good way of kind of explaining to search engines which pages are the most important in your website. That'll help you with ranking better because Google understands the hierarchy of your site in that case. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. One other thing I want to touch on, since we've already got rid of the uncategorized as the default, we don't really need it for anything. It's pretty much a useless category, so we're going to come over here and we're going to delete that just because you want to have things nice and clean. So delete that, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I wrote up a pretty detailed article. Aside from the how-to, I also explained in the article why this is important, and I went into pretty deep detail on that. So I'm going to go ahead and link to that in the description here for this video. So I encourage you to check that out.